How you doing, my friends? Pastor Clark here. I'm actually sitting in a parking lot getting ready to pick up some food to take over to the church for our food distribution next week. And so while I was here, I was receiving a message from a few people that came to church on Wednesday. And one key theme that seems to be going through is how awesome it is to be able to have church in person. Now think about that. I never thought that would even be a statement. How awesome it is to have church in person. Now, throughout the years, what were the challenges that we all had to get to church? Challenges might have been, I don't have time. I don't wake up early enough. I don't have transportation. How am I going to get out there? How are you going to receive me? What are they going to be preaching? Do you have something for my children to take care of them? Are you able, is it a good word? Are you going to minister? All those different questions that you may have had caused many to decide whether they were going to go to church or not go to church. Then when this pandemic hit, everyone was ordered to stay indoors, stay home. Everybody stayed indoors. Everyone stayed home. Churches were shutting down. People were staying at their house, and I understand why. It's rightfully so. Protecting yourself, protecting your family, protecting those that are around you. And then little by little, churches began to open up. And we had what's called now in-person services because we were indoctrinated on streaming services. And so now in many mindsets are having church online. And that's a beautiful item to have. Back in the day, that's what we would do as an added benefit, not as the primary ministry. But today it's become primary ministry. So to have now an in-person service, people are beginning to see the joy that they've been missing out just staying home. Now there's an added issue, the issue of depression or anger or argumentative or being cold to the word. Those are items that are now families of the church, typical families of churches are succumbing to. Well, we at Center Church are focused about having in-person services. We fought for it from the very beginning. Even when they locked us down, there's many people in our leadership that didn't even realize that church was continuing to fulfill. And there were many other ministries that didn't realize that their church was actually striving to be open. And we at Center Church were able to stay open. And so then when everyone started coming back, they began to see things that were adjusted. For instance, our church, we adjusted our services where we added a service. We had a 9 a.m. service that we added, and we moved our 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. And then instead of it being a 2-hour service, we cut it down to 1-hour service. And our 11 o'clock, averages out about 1:15, 1:10 or so, depending on what goes on in that service. But we've minimized the amount of service to be able to handle service properly. And at the same time, we've been able to reach out to many, many people and minister to them. And so it's been exciting. But I know that there's many that are still at home and haven't come back. And for whatever reason, it might be because of concern about COVID, which we understand. But is it really COVID that's keeping you from coming to church? We go to Walmart, we go to H-E-B, grocery stores, you go to restaurants. If you do that, you're more, you have a greater potential of contracting any kind of virus than you would coming to Center Church. The Center Church, we focus and really have, I'm going to use the word pride. We've prided ourselves, and we've worked hard to provide a safe environment. First of all, the building's rather large. So the sanctuary is huge to where you can social distance and still have 300 people. So it's a sizable sanctuary. Number two, we have the doors open where you don't even have to touch the handle of the door when you come to church, right when the church service starts. We have hand sanitizers at the door. We have social distance seating where you can clump up your families together in their own different spaces. We also have where our offerings are all done online. All our announcements are done online. You can use text, the offerings by text. You can get messages by text. You can go on the website. I mean, we've made and have created an environment of safety and security. And that's what we enjoy here in Center Church. So If you have not been back to Center Church, or you haven't been consistent, I want to encourage you to come home. This year, 2021, there's some great things that we have in store, and we don't want you to miss out on it. You know, we have our women's meetings that are going to start in January like never before. It's a women's meeting like you've never seen before. It's going to start at the end of January. We want you to be part of it. We want you to be part of the steering committee. Ladies, you could be part of it. In February, we're going to have a marriage enrichment service. This is going to be a workshop with couples, and then we're going to we're going to have breakfast, and we're going to have lunch together, and then we're going to do a graduation ceremony, a certificate that we hand out, and then the following morning we're going to do rededications, where you recommittal of your vows. That's going to be on the 13th of February. And then in March, we have something huge in store for the men, for the men's meeting. It's going to be fantastic. So we don't want you to miss out. And don't wait till January, February, March to participate. Come now. This weekend, during the holiday weekends, we're going to have, of course, our worship team doing Christmas songs, and then we have special music. And then on the 20th, the Sunday before Christmas, we're going to have a special Christmas morning service with pastors. And your children are going to be welcomed, socially distanced, welcome to the platform. We're going to have them grouped up into places for social distance. We're going to tell the story. It's something that I do with my family since my children were little. And so now we're going to be able to do it with the entire congregation. And then we have a gift, unwrapping of a gift for all the children on the 20th. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful candlelit ceremony. So we'll have these electronic candles and some real candles, depending on who may desire to have a real candle. And the lights are going to be dimmed down low. It's going to be a beautiful service. We're going to have praise and worship like typical, and then we're going to go right into the message, where the children are going to come up to the front and they're going to be with us. So fantastic things are transpiring. What we've done is we've learned how to take ministry to the next level. And if these are the challenges that we have to social distance and all these items because of the pandemic, we'll do it. And so we've created even a better way to do it. We want you to experience it too. So come on out and be with us here at Center Church at 4801 North Cage Boulevard. We're west of 281, north of Nolana, right there on the highway. You cannot miss us, behind the McDonald's, behind Motel 6 and Hampton Inn, where all the hotels are. You'll be able to see us. And we're there. We have a loving group of welcoming people that will be there for you. We take your temperature at the door, so just bear with us. But I promise you, it's a safe environment. And we're excited that you can be part of it. Invite your family and your friends to be with us on Sunday mornings. We have 2 services. We have a 9 o'clock service. That's for our senior members, 55 and over. Come on over, have a good time. You don't have to be concerned about large crowds. And 11 o'clock, it's not a large crowd, but it's larger than 9 o'clock. And we have a family service where we've reserved the entire balcony for families with their children can come and social distance from the rest of the congregation. All right, guys, listen, I'm Pastor Clark. I love you greatly. On behalf of Center Church and the entire leadership team, I love you. God bless.